I love what you said about, crypto and AI intersection. It's been separate for a long time. Then I feel we saw a really huge boom of AI and crypto. And right now we're seeing like applications of AI within the crypto layer, but not AI being hype itself, but actually complementing what crypto can do.
Welcome back, everyone, to our 8th and final for the season Frontier Forum here with Harman Capital, where we bring to you every 2 weeks, one of our founders, one of our teams that we've backed that can dive deep into a new segment in Frontier Technologies, whether that is UGC in gaming, whether that is brain-computer interfaces, digital fashion, VR gaming, or as we're discussing today, it is the intersection of crypto and AI. Crypto and AI, two worlds that have for a long time actually seemed very separate. Have been merging more and more ever since the last year. And one of our portfolio companies that we've actually been backing since 2022 was better equipped than probably anybody for it, which is Cookie3. Because Cookie3, when we first backed them, they emerged actually as a company that focused on on-chain marketing, right? Which they're still focusing on today, which we'll be diving deep into. But when we first backed them, it was the idea of the metaverse. How can you run ads? How can you market, for example, in a world like the Decentraland, the Sandbox, and so forth, right? You need to be able to tap into on-chain data, create on-chain profiles of all the users of a chain. Now, Cookie utilized all this time they had in the bear market to build to really collect and filter and structure as much data as possible, both on-chain and off-chain, to essentially create the most useful data pools, both for marketing and to train agents on essentially being contextual and being useful to both, for example, communicate on platforms like X, but also to actually interact on chain. Today, we're going to dive deeply into this, and we are joined by Krystyna Kozak, the CMO of Cookie3. She's going to give you quite a few deep dives into what the actual products that Cookie has are doing. Because in crypto, it can seem like an easy fallacy where a lot of times we just talk theoretics. We're very theoretical, we're very abstract, using a lot of big words, but then afterwards you're asking yourself, what does this token actually do? What does this project actually do? Cookie has really stood out as not just having one product, but perhaps half a dozen different products that have real users. And so before we dive into that, as always, have to quick disclaimer. As always, specifically today, because this is a crypto project, there is a token live. It's a cookie symbol. All of this is just for educational and entertainment purposes. None of this is financial advice. None of this is investment advice. We are invested in Cookie3, so we've invested interest here. We are biased. But of course, investing has risks. So as always, this. And in case you have to log off early or you're watching the replay, all the replays are on YouTube, where we'll be sharing the recording later today. So without further ado, I want to introduce Krystyna. Thank you so much for joining us today and making the time. I will hand the baton over to you. Looking forward to learning more about what you guys have been building.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me, and thank you for the great introduction. I love what you said about, crypto and AI intersection. It's been separate for a long time. Then I feel we saw a really huge boom of AI and crypto. And right now we're seeing like applications of AI within the crypto layer, but not AI being hype itself, but actually complementing what crypto can do. But not to bore everyone else with my opinions. I'm gonna
That's all you're here for. We're here for your opinions, I mean, I think one of the most compelling things, somebody once said, AI agents, they can't have bank accounts, right? But AI agents, they can have crypto wallets. And so it's very native for agents to be fully on chain. And, you guys are equipped to support that.
I hope so. And I'm here to talk about this. All right. Can you see my screen?
Yes, I see the presentation.
Perfect. Okay. So here today, I wanted to talk you through a little bit of what Cookie is, how we started, and how since we started in 2022, how we've became what I like to think the most powerful data layer in crypto, used by really top companies, used by virtuals, used by AI16Z, and what are the applications of our data. So I know we have a lot of products. There is the cookie ecosystem, there is the Cookie3, which I'm the CMO of, there is our strategic partner Cookie which has the cookie token, there is Cookie3 Analytics, there is Cookie Fun, there is Cookie Agent, and I know it might seem like a lot of products. So I wanted to start with by the basics, because I think you have to think about the cookie ecosystem sort of like a pyramid of things built one on top of the other. So predominantly, like layer zero of what we do is the data layer. We've been scraping data, on-chain data, social data of Twitter using the Twitter API since 2022. So we have like a huge pool of data, live and historic, and ways to get and analyze this data, which is like the base layer on which our products are built. So the first thing that we've ever built, and we launched in January 2024, was our B2B app called Cookie3 Analytics. Cookie3 Analytics, as you, Felix, did a great introduction, was something that allowed marketers and businesses to analyze their traffic from off-chain to on-chain. So basically figure out, you're running an on-chain business, you're running a crypto project, like where is the revenue coming from to you? Where are you making money? It's on-chain for most businesses, most projects. It's not off-chain. But what you're tracking with the current Web2 analytics solutions like Google Analytics is who is coming to your website, where they're coming to your website, what are they clicking on your website. But the only thing you can track in Web2 solution is whether they have a wallet and whether they connected the wallet into your website. Then after that, it's all a black box. But if you're making money on chain, you have to understand if people coming to you on chain actually have the purchasing power to interact with your project, with your protocol, if they're coming back, if they're performing any transactions. And all of this you can track with Cookie3 Analytics, which I'm going to change sharing my screen now to show you how it works. Okay, so that's basically Cookie3 Analytics. I already opened our website, Cookie Fun here. And here you can see like the normal data that you would probably see in Google Analytics, which you can see that in the past weeks we had 17,000 total page views. You can see how many returning versus new visitors we have. Something cool is that you can see how many people came with a Web3 wallet extension and how many wallets were connected. And then if I go, for example, into the on-chain data, which is like holdings data, I can get a lot of insights into my audience. So how much are they holding in total value in stable coins, altcoins? Are they holding NFTs? What are the most popular tokens they're holding in NFT collections? I see we've got a lot of Azuki and Milady people using Cookie Fun, because that is all, as a reminder, Cookie Fun users, which is great to see. Then let me move into a different site that I wanted to show you, which is Cookie Community, where cookie staking is possible, because something really cool in analytics that we've also built is that you can set up conversion events that are on chain, and you can actually see in the past week. So who has cookie? We've got staking on Base and BNB chain, so we change it. But for example, if I wanted to see people who stayed cookie on BNB, then I can go into this conversion event and I can see what countries they're coming from and how many people came from which country, which is very like insightful for me, especially as a marketer. Something also really cool about Cookie3 Analytics is KOL Intelligence, which is basically like a social listening tool. And you can search for any project or any keywords to figure out and understand who's talking about it, who is talking the most about it, what's being talked about. So I wanted to do, I'm going to search Hartman Capital.
Oh, we're missing a T.
Yeah. Last 6 months, and let's see. So there were 17 posts made. I think Felix, you're really high. You're the third person posting about Hartman Capital. And what's, in my opinion, really cool here is that you get this list, you get a score, which is based on content quality, smart engagement, and smart following, which is smart engagement and smart following is the people and crypto Twitter accounts that we have marked as valuable as an as opinion leader accounts on crypto Twitter, and we're looking who they are engaging with and how they're engaging with, because this builds a very credible score for someone's account, because we basically filter out the bots and the likes and follows that are bought by people just to inflate the numbers. um what I like here really is the token mention, so you can actually see how many tokens has a given like opinion leader or account mentioned. And then you can also search here in KOL intelligence for any KOL if you want to do like a deeper dive on them. Felix, you've got an idea who you'd like to search?
I'm curious about myself. Maybe we can actually see what I've been talking about. Let's see.
What's your at? It's
Felix O. Hartman.
Is this your what's your at?
Yeah, it's
Oh,
Felix O.
Hartman.
Yeah, there we go. Number.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
you were there. Okay. All right. So you've got a top KOL score, which is like nice. Sometimes it takes a little bit to load, so especially because I've got a lot of tabs open of what I want to show you guys. But as it loads, we can see your top posts here, which I think your top post was on February 8th. So that's the post that got the most smart engagement and the most like normal engagement. What was it about? You remember making this
Yeah, I talked
post?
about like that we're getting closer towards the bottom, when the market pulled back in like January, February. Um, I see top mentioned by Felix. Let's see. Cool, smart.
Yeah, who are you mentioning? Oh, you're mentioning Netflix. It seems.
Ouch,
Oh, and you're
nobody.
mentioning
Philip, yeah.
Philip. Yeah, great. And
Oh, yeah.
then we can see who are your follower types. We can see your like engager statistics. I think there is not enough data to pull it out here, so maybe I'm gonna choose a different KOL. I'm gonna choose like Sammy. He posts a lot. Um,
Cool.
it's gonna put like his. You see his levels
Wow,
like deity. It's
he's a
basically a tool for KOL.
deity. He's a god. Wow. I'm just a tough
He's a
KOL.
god.
Uh,
Um,
okay.
okay. Okay, we can come
So
back to this when it
while,
loads because
while it's loading, I think an interesting context to add, earlier you showed how you in the analytics you see like what's in people's wallets. I think that's particularly useful as we're going towards a world with stablecoins. We had a session maybe a few weeks ago where we talked about like the stablecoin proliferation that's happening. Circle was one of the biggest IPOs recently. If the idea is that everybody's going to start using stablecoins in the next 3 years, that means everybody will in the back end use a wallet, which means uh, if I'm a Shopify, I would want to use something like Cookie because now I can actually provide a lot of data to the vendors that are using my platform to see, hey, what else are your consumers like owning? Like what else are they investing in? Like how much money do they actually have? Like that is the kind of information you would never get. It's almost like being able to get a bank statement. I mean, there's some privacy issues here, but that's a blockchain issue, not, while until blockchain solve that, that's an advantage for anybody in the marketplace to use. Imagine if you're selling products and anytime you sell to someone, you can get a bank statement, right? That is valuable, right? And so until that's solved, we got to utilize it because somebody will utilize it.
and also I think something really cool for competitive research, something you can do in Web2 is you can search and get wallet lists and their behaviors based on smart contract interactions. So if you know your competitor or like a company that you're benchmarking yourself to is doing something on chain, what you can do is search for the smart contract of that um, you know event on chain and pull out the list of people who interacted with it. So you basically get an insight into what your competitors' audience is holding and doing on chain. That's for me, that's like revolutionary because you actually can get so much insight. You can't get this insight in Web2 because everything's behind walls.
Correct. And that only becomes more too as we do more things on chain, like as you have membership NFTs. And like you can actually learn things about people based on, again, I think the NFTs that people hold will tell you a lot about them, what smart contracts they engage in, and so forth, what other wallets they engage in. You can create whole social graphs based on wallets, especially once you can tag, which I think you guys are doing, tagging wallets with like social media accounts. So, like, hey, this wallet belongs to this Twitter account. Now I can create social maps.
Yeah, exactly. So to sum it up, the way I think about Cookie3 Analytics is AI data layer for crypto enterprise analytics across the whole funnel. So basically, you start with like KOL intelligence where you can look at everything that happens in Twitter. Then we go web 2 into website where you have visitors, signups, links. Then it's where it gets really cool when it gets conversion and on chain, where you can actually see what people are doing on chain and then analyze their actual metrics and demographics on chain. And finally, the referral part, because if you do referrals that lead people to on chain, this part again lets you track whether they referred people who came not only to your website but actually went on chain and then were valuable users. But moving on, because Cookie3 Analytics, it's only a small part of what cookie ecosystem is. Then in November 2024, we've launched with Cookie DAO a platform called Cookie Fun, which is a platform for token discovery and recently an InfoFi platform. So let me share
And real
this
quick,
one.
before we migrate from analytics to analytics, just so we understand this, you said over 300 businesses use it, and this is a SaaS product, so they pay a licensing fee every
Yeah.
month or every year.
Exactly. Yes. I think maybe it's important to say we are a company that makes revenue and that has broken even. So it's actually, we're not relying only on burning investors' money. We're actually being able to
Yep.
sustain the
That
business ourselves.
investors' money or even tokens, a lot of crypto projects, they need to dump tokens on the market in order to sustain themselves. You guys actually having a revenue engine that is allowing you to keep growing. And you mentioned before we started rolling, you now at roughly 40 team members, so the team's growing pretty fast.
Yeah, we have 6 members in the executive team, and the team is around 40 people right now. And we're on a constant hiring spree because it's not enough to cover everything that we want to do. And we have more and more clients and people coming to us being like, we want to launch a campaign, we want to use your tools. So we need more and more people to power this. So it's actually scaling, which is great to see because when I joined the team, there were not that many of us, and my team, it was only me and another person, and now we're 6 people in marketing, and I see other teams growing, which is it makes me really happy to see that the business that I'm building is growing and is doing well. Like, I feel like that's, you get so much enthusiasm out
100%.
of it.
Amazing. Well, they want to cut you off. Cookie Fun, tell us more.
Cookie Fun. Okay, you can see Cookie Fun right now
Yep.
because I can't, or the president. Okay. So we launched Cookie Fun in November 2024, first as the AI agents analytics platform. That was during the AI agents boom. Everyone was buying AI agents, but they were just like, it was like a hit and miss. You were getting whatever you could in your wallet, but you never knew, like, is it going to perform well? You were just doing it with a gut feeling. And we've realized a lot what is happening with AI agents. A lot of it is reliant on crypto Twitter performance. So let me show you because this is what we've built back then. Mm, and this was like the AI agents analytics dashboard. So you would be able to see the agents' performance on Twitter. And the most important metrics would be, and agent projects would be the mindshare metric. So I'm sure a lot of people here heard about mindshare, but just to recap, when we calculate mindshare, we take all of the crypto Twitter conversations that are happening around a given topic, like AI agents in this case, and then we calculate how much space out of this all conversations are conversations about a given project or agent taking up. So that's replies, that's engagement rates. We're looking mostly at engagement. So even if an agent was spamming a lot but not getting a lot of engagement on Twitter, their mindshare would be low because it's dependent on engagement. So that was the first thing we've launched, and people were using it a lot. We've seen huge traffic within like the first 24 hours of it being launched, because it was the first place really you could get really reliable information on AI agents, their mindshare, their Twitter performance, their price, market cap, and being able to compare them. So that's when the cookie token actually gained a new utility besides what it was already when we only had Cookie3, which was before it was staking and using cookie token for multi airdrop farming. So basically, being a staker allowed you to get airdrops from other projects. But here with Cookie Fan, we actually launched a gated version that presented more data than available in the free version. People had to log and still have to log to access it, 10,000 cookie tokens to be able to access the premium version. Then recently, we have actually expanded Cookie Fan to not only showcase the AI agents, but actually showcase social data for the whole of crypto. So I'm gonna self show here, and I'm gonna research Cookie on the leaderboard here. And I think important thing is that what I'm presenting right now, it's free to access. You don't have to have a subscription. You don't have to pay to access. This is free for everyone, so everyone can access this data, every trader, every investor. So what you can see if you research any project or any ticker, you can see their mind share and all of crypto Twitter. You can also see the sentiment and the community sentiment. This is data pulled out of crypto Twitter, so you can easily understand, what people are talking and how people are feeling about a given project. Which, from an investor point of view, like, you tell me, Felix, but I guess it can save you a lot of research and time going into crypto Twitter and like your initial research when you're looking at projects, right?
Yeah, I mean, this can definitely be like an eagle eye where you see like everything thing from up top instead of you just seeing, a small selection of the KOLs that you follow. You can quickly see where do all of them fall essentially. So, and I know you guys have quite a lot of users on this platform, right?
Yes, I think I this is the platform I showed you when we were looking at the Cookie3 analytics. I used the example of Cookie Fan, and I think it was like 17,000 unique users weekly. That is a lot of people that are coming to the platform, which to me is only a testament that this data is valuable and people, are looking at it and are using
Mhm.
it. A couple of more cool features that you have here is the top voices leaderboard, where you can basically see who's speaking the most about the project and contributing the most to its mindshare. You have the leaderboard of them here. And then on the right hand side, you've got the crypto Twitter smart feed, which you can filter by language. Um, and here you can see basically the best tweets made about this project on crypto Twitter. So it will not pull them in chronological order, rather than like we looked at your Felix
Mhm.
feed in Cookie3 Analytics. It will pull the post with like the most smart engagement. You can filter them by smart engagement, good sentiment or bad sentiment. So for example, if I don't know, maybe if you're thinking about like investing in a project or something and you feel like, oh, the sentiment is like split, but maybe this is like some, recent fad that's gonna blow over, you can very quickly just filter, bad sentiment post, good sentiment post, and see what people are actually saying. Another thing that recently launched with Cookie.fan are the Snaps campaigns, which is the InfoFi element of
Quick question
CookieFan.
before we
And
jump. Quick question
yeah,
before we jump. Apps. How does the Cookie Fund platform tie into the Cookie token?
great question. So right now it's free to use, but we've already announced that there will be a token gated section as well that will show you more granular data, more filters, more time sensitive filters. We don't know what the exact lockup will be, but the idea for token gating Cookie Fan is that you will still have to lock up tokens like you did with agents, but there will be a slow burn introduced throughout your lockup period. So after this, like your basically subscription will expire and you will have to lock up again when like all of the tokens are burned. You can also unlock at any time. So let's say you decided you're done using the platform, you can unlock and like the tokens come back to you minus what was burned.
Super cool. So it's not just a sync, but it's actually a burn mechanism as well. So it's a real subscription model, if you will. Cool.
Yes. All right. And then we have come up with cookie snaps, which are, let me open the Open Ledger snaps. These are like one of the latest snaps campaign that we used. And basically, this is for projects pre-TGE that want to boost their mindshare, that want to boost their visibility on crypto Twitter. Because on crypto Twitter, we're all fighting for attention. Like, if you don't get yourself in front of the eyes of the right people, your token sale is not going to go well. People are not going to know you exist. And basically, attention is pretty much a big, 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 big piece in the play for TGE. So with Snaps campaigns, project dedicate between like half to like 2% usually of their total token supply to this campaign to reward people who are talking about them the most on crypto Twitter. By talking about the project, people earn something called snaps, and then climb up the leaderboard. Here we have snaps for Open Ledger, which is actually doing like a 3-month campaign and is doing a snapshot of top snappers every month throughout these 3 months to incentivize new people to join the campaign as well. And basically, each project that joins the Snaps campaign, they come to us and we discover with them what are the most important keywords, what are the most important types of posts, what are the most important types of opinion leaders that they want to reward. Because it's going to differ from project to project as to what sort of narrative they want to push, what sort of positioning they want to push. And they are basically rewarding people who have already an established crypto Twitter presence, so are sort of KOLs and are talking and mentioning about their brand. So it's incentivizing these KOLs to talk more about the brand. We launched it last month and we already have 4 projects participating and way more in the timelines. And I think over like $5 million in rewards like committed to these campaigns already. And the reward pool just keeps growing because projects keep coming in. We do a very strict due diligence on projects that launch Snaps campaigns. So we want to make sure these projects are 100% compliant, and also that these projects have like a long-term marketing and go-to-market strategy. We don't want to promote or push anyone that's going to be a, pump and dump scenarios. We look into their tokenomics, we look into their marketing campaigns, their GTM, their product roadmap, and based on that, we decide whether they can launch or not a Snaps campaign. But coming back to what we are doing, so part of Cookie Fun and our data layer is our APIs that we provide. So basically, any builder or any AI agent can come and tap into the Cookie API, which is on-chain and social data. Basically, the data that you can see in Cookie Fun, but more granular, because in Cookie Fun, like, we predefine the categories for you. You're human, like, you will not look at the raw data feed and be like, okay, I understand what's happening here. You need to have it like categorized into like mindshare and time frame for mindshare, and certain data points like on-chain data, holdings data. Whereas if you're a builder or if you're an AI agent, like, you want to tap into a more raw data feed, more granular data feed, and build your solution on top of it. And we are selling these APIs for Cookie. Actually, I know we chatted right before I jump on the call that projects pay the monthly fee for access to the Cookie API in Cookie tokens. And soon a burn mechanism of 50% of the fee is going to be introduced as well. So that's like another way to introduce burn of the Cookie token. Our own Cookie agent, which you can find on Twitter, his name is Agent Cookie Fun. He's using our API and he's got his own terminal, which I'm going to present to you super quickly because I want to show you one more Easter egg that I've got for you that I think is way more bullish than this. But basically, if you've got time and you want to look at the cookie agent and how it's using the API, you can go into the cookie terminal, the cookie fan, and see how he is analyzing a tweet and saying, what he's thinking about. Then he works with a swarm of other agents that are also tapping into the cookie API. And all of these agents analyze the tweet or analyze the command of like the agent cookie, which is the commander agent, give him the answer, and then based on that he makes a decision, and at the end of the day he is posting something on crypto Twitter, which looks he's speaking Turkish now. Very interesting. So he is multilingual.
Can anybody use this terminal? Is this a product that's for sale? Is that, or is it the API that you're referencing?
So it's the API I'm referencing, but I'm referencing it because I am making a big point here. Because basically, this terminal was like a pre-run to our next product, which is Cookie Deep Research. Cookie Deep Research will be an interactive terminal. It's something that will be token gated. So far, the plans are that it will be 100K cookies to access it that you have to lock up. Similarly, like with access to Cookie Fan with a burn mechanism, probably. And today I wanted to show, it's the first time I'm showing it and the first time like it's seeing the day of light, because actually the deep research is ready. And it's something that is in alpha testing. We've given it to some close partners to test. So I wanted to show you how it works. So basically here we've asked the Cookie Deep Research, what's Fartcoin? And it gave like, you can see the whole reasoning and the answer. So you can see that crypto related, yes, explanation, tool confirmed Fartcoin is indeed a cryptocurrency project, recognized as meme, initial assessment, agent selection strategy, proposed research query. So it helps you and guides you through the research that it's done. And then it's going to come up with, a short summary, which I think for investors is like important because you get like top level view, but you also get market performance, you get like social and community aspects. So you get that social analysis from here as well. You get a TLDR of achievements, and then you can, keep and asking it more. I actually wanted to go new, and
Yep.
the easiest way is to like ask about a project. So Felix, if you were to ask the Cookie Deep Research, what is, and then what is what?
Let's do, what is Hyperliquid? That's the next popular one right now.
Okay. So right now we're seeing, the reasoning and everything that's happening.
Is that its own thinking, or is it the output already?
It's thinking.
Thinking.
It is thinking. Oh, as it's loading, Cookie Deep Research is partially integrated in Cookie Fan. I'm gonna come back to this really shortly as it's loading. And if you go into Cookie Fan, you have like market summary from Cookie Deep Research here.
Cool.
So it will pull back like the most viral tweets, and show their impact on the market, and also like what key KOLs are interacting with this. And also if you go into any project, I'm going to go on Cookie again. So if you research any project in Cookie Fan, oh no, sorry, not any project, you need to go into a Snaps project, because I think we killed it for this. But if you go into like Open Ledger, so like a Snaps project, okay, so you'll get like a digest by Cookie Deep Research as well about a project, which is, it's sort of like a pre-run to the terminal. Yeah, but if we go back into here, I see it's still thinking, but it pulled out like KOLs that are talking about Hyperliquid. It already pulled 19 tweets to assess sentiment, 80 other tweets to assess it. So it is pulling stuff.
Still working well.
Yeah, it is. I mean, it takes some time to come back to you, so it's slower than, let's say, ChatGPT, but it's because it's doing like really granular work.
Explain how it compares to, like, if I just ask this to ChatGPT, what different data sources does Cookie tap into that makes it stand out?
Basically, what makes Cookie Deep Research stand out is that we've put walls, like crypto market walls. If you ask ChatGPT what's ANSEM, like it will not give you a crypto response. Cookie Deep Research should give you a crypto response because it's looking only at the crypto market and it's going to be analyzing everything within the walls of the crypto market, which means it will be also way more accurate because like AI also have to choose like which information is going to pull and which information it's going to disregard. Because Cookie Deep Research is like crypto research specific AI
Yeah.
tool, it's going to focus on what's most important in crypto, only on crypto market. It's going to focus on top voices in the crypto market and what they're saying.
And it's probably going to
As
like
it
uh, prioritize Dune Analytics over a New York Times, like the crypto native information sources.
exactly, yeah, it's going to rank it higher. Okay, so I've got Hyperliquid is a sophisticated blockchain platform. Perpetual swaps and margin trading, hyper EVM, unique market positioning, technical highlights, token price, competitive advantages. So I don't know, would you say it's like a good, and then you can obviously go and chat with it more, but as a starting point, as like an investor starting point, is this something that would be valuable to you?
Sure, 100%. Because, like, I mean, in the past, this was, even price-wise, it's similar. Like, you'd subscribe to Mizari, you would subscribe to Delphi, and you come across a project and you hope that they wrote a research piece on it. But now nobody needs to write the research piece. Instead, you could just query any project and you get the TLDR download as a start, and hopefully, you can dive deeper into the actual stats. And so, maybe it doesn't, I think especially when I first started, when I didn't have analysts, like this is your, if you're one man analyst, this is your your first hire, so to say, that works alongside you and can help you dive deeper and scale
Yeah,
yourself.
like research analyst. Okay, well, I'm happy to hear that, and I'm hoping everyone listening is also getting excited for when it's going to come live. And then to wrap up my presentation, which I think I've already run a bit over time, is what is next for Cookie. So we're working on fully decentralizing attention because right now snaps need to be launched by projects core teams. Whereas I don't want to give too much away, but we are working on a mechanism that's going to allow communities or independent investors to launch rewards for KOLs and opinion leaders talking about different projects. So let's say, I don't know, you invested in a project and you're like, I really want this project to boost attention. I'm going to dedicate a little bit of my holdings of this project token supply as rewards for others to talk and promote about this project because maybe I don't know you're not happy what the team is doing and but you still believe in this project and you believe you should put the campaign. So it's decentralizing who can put out rewards for talking on CT about crypto project. Then
Particularly for like decentralized projects, like even like if you go to meme coins, there is no central team. So that way,
exactly
essentially anybody can pay for. I think people start using the term raids, where I finance that, people start doing a campaign for it. That's cool.
exactly like pump fund projects for example. Um, okay, and another thing that we're working on is the adding capital element to InfoFi. InfoFi posting about Twitter on Twitter about projects they don't really believe in. We want to make for more serious projects, we want to make sure people actually have to lock up some capital if they're doing this play. So they're not just messing around and talking about something they don't believe in just to dump it because they know their money is at stake here as well. So it's a bit of a fairer play. It's something that's launching within the next like 2-3 weeks with a really cool
That's
partner.
huge. That's huge because, I think one of the biggest downsides of the whole KOL ecosystem is that your favorite influencer or YouTuber might be talking about a project and you get excited because they talk about it and you're buying it. But meanwhile, while they're telling you about it, they're selling, right? And so a lot of times by being able to like lock up capital to like essentially have, almost, proof of skin in the game, if you want, that's whatever somebody's saying has more meaning. So that's really cool.
Exactly, exactly. And we want to show like leaderboards that are going to show you whether the people are actually bugs into the project or whether they're, just shelling, because it's going to give you like a bigger signal as
Yep.
well as what is happening. And then final thing, right now we're tracking mindshare only on crypto Twitter. But we all know YouTube is big. There is TikTok, there is Forecaster, there is so many other places people are researching crypto and talking about crypto. So we're working on adding mindshare from other sources as well, because crypto doesn't end on Twitter only.
Super helpful. Awesome. That's
All right.
exciting. Really excited for what you guys are building. And, I love to see how the cookie token is more and more getting integrated in all these places, whether it's as a subscription or capital gate, whether it is, with a burn mechanism through, the payments that the APIs are making. So that's exciting. Actual use cases across so many different products, which, is what attracted me to you guys early on, is that you're solving a real problem that actually on-chain is well equipped for. Because I think a lot of times we try to make Web3 solve problems that don't require Web3, but here it actually does, right? And one of the best examples, again, I think is, if everybody starts using stablecoins, if we're all going to like start doing checkouts on chain, you want to learn more about your customers. And that's where, what Cookie Analytics is honestly a prime solution. Now, I've been asking all the questions. I know that this is the chance for you guys to send a message either in the chat or we have the Q&A session. In the Q&A session, we've got the first two. So why don't we start with that? Steve asks, what's the integration process like for protocol looking to implement Cookie 3?
Okay. So I understand you're asking about, becoming a client or actually integrating Cookie3 to track your own on-chain conversions and your own data. It's fairly easy. You can go to cookie3.com and you can just fill out the form, and one of our BD team will be in touch with you probably within like 3 business days. And they're going to have a call with you. They're going to present you everything. You're going to get a free trial. We're going to help you integrate your website. We're going to send you guides for your product team into how to integrate the cookie script into your website and how to set on-chain events. And you're good to go. We have a really great key account manager, so it's not like you sign to the tool and you're left to yourself. Whenever you've got a question, you don't know how to use it, you don't know how to set conversion events, maybe you need some tips on like what to track because you don't know like what's the most important thing for you. We are here, and we're here to take you through the process and help you make the most out of the tool.
Awesome. So helpful. Yeah, if I know there's several, some of our LPs have their own um, blockchains or projects and they invest in many others. It's definitely useful. You guys have been actually, this leads me to the next question where Derek asked, what are the most successful use case you've seen across DeFi and gaming? I know one of the big projects that recently did a Snaps campaign was Spark, right? Which is part of the maker ecosystem. Maybe we can talk to some other success stories or case studies of how they use Cookie3 for their marketing.
So Spark actually did really well, and I'm really happy with their TGE. I know the big day for Spark Snaps campaign is tomorrow because rewards are being distributed to snappers tomorrow. I feel projects are really seeing a big impact of snaps. I think with Sapien, which was the second snaps campaign that launched last week, within like 24 hours, they've seen like 300 times growth in mindshare. So it's like no one on crypto Twitter heard about them before. And after one day, like everyone knew they exist, which is like the main point because you want to get in front of the eyes of the right people. And obviously, they're going to go and do their own research afterwards, but they first need to hear about you, and you do it through the Snaps campaign and Open Ledger, which was already like a big project before they jump, like before they joined the Snaps projects already. After they started the Snaps campaign, they did like a 3x boost on their mindshare as well, which is big as well.
Incredible. And I think one of the main reasons you guys have finding success with it is because these are you don't have to unlock new budgets. These are budgets that existed before. Before this, people were putting the same tokens that they would give out as a reward to, airdrop farmers, essentially. Airdrop was like the lazy marketing technique before, where most of these were getting Sybil attacked, where sometimes people in like, places like the Philippines, India would create thousands of wallets and try to get, as many airdrops as possible. Even, people here realize, hey, you can make a lot of money with airdrops. Now you're actually getting rewarded for doing something that is helpful, that is material, right? Like spreading the word. And on the flip side, you had, there was big KOLs back in the day. I remember BitBoy got big attention for it, where he was charging projects like $100,000, $50,000 for like a mention in the YouTube video, but you don't actually know how does it move the needle. Here in this case, you guys are actually filtering through the data, and people are only getting rewarded for actually achieving reach that are non-botted, right? So these are
Yeah,
existing budgets you're tapping and just getting more market share.
it's flipping the KOL or like the influencer project relationships. Earlier, it was you go to someone, you pay them, and they promote you, or they don't. Here, they promote you and then you pay them.
Yep. And it's all verifiable on chain.
Exactly.
Beth asked a question saying, is there a plan to offer predictive analytics or AI agents?
So we already have the cookie AI agent. When it comes to like on-chain agents, not right now. We offer the cookie API, and I know a lot of people are building AI agents with the cookie API. I wish we could build everything together, but we also have, a limited team, and we focus on providing data right now. When it comes to predictive analytics, I think this is something you'll be able to do with the deep research. You'll be able to chat with it and get some predictions, working together with cookie deep research as like your research analyst.
Yep. Yep. And you could the deep research as the hardcore level, and then before that, you can already do quite a bit with Cookie Fun. Awesome. Thank you. Any other questions before we wrap it up? This has been super helpful. If you guys want to learn more about Cookie, all these websites that we showed today, they are live except for, I guess, deep research. So if you go to cookie.fun, community.cookie.com, I believe, of course, the
Cookie3, yeah. So cookie.fun for all Cookie DAO projects, then cookie3.com for the B2B analytics.
And I mean, as a simple starting point, where can people find you online, like on Twitter? What's because I know you have multiple accounts. What's the best one to learn more about Cookie?
It's either cookie.fun, which dot is written as like DOT, not the punctuation, and then cookie3_com is cookie3.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, if there's no other questions, Krystyna, really appreciate joining us today and giving us a deep dive, and look forward to what's coming next for Cookie and what you guys have built so far. Super impressive. I mean, there's so many actual products, so much actual value being given to the community, and in exchange, of course, a lot of different places where you guys can, earn value back, whether that is through subscriptions, token sinks, actual B2B payments and so forth. So I think Cookie is going place, and it's been a pleasure. I think we were your first investor, or maybe like one of the first two investors back in 2022. I think we put the first 200K in, so it's been an amazing seeing Philip and the team, and you especially over the last year and a half as well, grow to what it is today. So thank you so much, and hope to have you guys back maybe a year or two from now to see like where things have gone and how you guys have scaled the company.
Definitely. Hopefully, Cookie Deep Research dominates like everything and everyone hears about us.
Amazing. Thanks so much for joining. If you enjoyed this Frontier Forum, make sure to also check us out on YouTube, where you can catch the recording in case you missed anything. And we will be back after the summer with our next sessions, where we'll be announcing after the summer comes with more founders, more insights, more deep dives, whether it's in macro, tech, and so forth. So hope you have a wonderful summer break, and we'll see you soon. Have a good one. Take care.